welcome back to the channel. So in the last session we have completed regarding Boyle's law, and we also discussed about numericals based on Boyle's law, that is formula P1 V1. Which formula? That is P1. According to Boyle's law, we said pressure of a given mass of a gas at constant temperature is inversely proportional to volume, and we arrived at an expression P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So with the help of this equation we are determined pressure volume terms. Okay, in this session we are going for one more gas law, that is Charles law. Consider, okay, before going for the statement for a Charles law, we just consider an analogy. So consider again a container which is fitted with a movable piston, and okay, is a container filled with the gas and it is fitted with a movable piston. So is the piston. So piston is present at very low level, means what about volume? Volume will be less. Okay, volume is less here, volume is less and pressure is more, is the condition, right? So now if we increase the temperature, okay, if you heat this system, say there is a vessel filled with the gas and piston is present at lower end, it indicates volume of the gas is less and pressure is more. So at this condition, a gas contain having less volume and high pressure, if it is heated, what happens? There will be movement of piston takes place in upward directions. Okay, so when we heat it, what happens? Piston moves in upward direction, indicating volume increases and pressure decreases, is it not? So when you heat it, piston moves in upward direction, it clearly indicates that volume of a gas increases. And what about pressure? Pressure decreases. Means here I can say, if we heat the system, if you heat any gas, its volume increases, means temperature, we are providing temperature here, so increase in the temperature, volume increases. So earlier, okay, at low temperature volume will be less, but when it is heated, volume of a gas expands. So it clearly indicates that volume of a gas is directly proportional to temperature. So if you increase the temperature, volume also increases. Therefore I can say here, by keeping pressure constant, volume of a given mass of a gas is directly proportional to temperatures. Okay, the scientist Jacques Alexander Caesar Charles, who proposed the relationship between volume and temperatures. So at constant pressure, the statement for Charles law, at constant pressure, the volume of a given mass of a gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature, or simply say temperature. So I repeat, at constant pressure, the volume of a given mass of a gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. Well, so mathematically we can say V refers to volume of a gas is directly proportional to temperature T. So or else this proportionality symbol can be replaced by proportionality constant. So V is equal to K into T, or V by T is equal to constant. So here V indicates the volume of a gas and T indicates the temperature, and it will be equal to, the ratio of V by T will be equal to constant at a particular pressures. So V by T is equal to K, a constant. Hence what we can say, if the measurement is done at a different volumes and corresponding temperatures, therefore then what I can say, V1 by T1 is equal to constant, as like P1 V1 is equal to constant, P2 V2 is equal to constant. Similarly here what I can say, V1 by T1 is equal to constant, V2 by T2 is equal to constant. Therefore according to that, what I can arrive at expression V1 by T1, okay, V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. So again here also in this expression there are 4 variables, so V1 V2 T1 T2. If any 3 is known, if any 3 of the values are known, the fourth one can be calculated. So remember this. So Charles law, mathematical form, V by T is equal to V by T is equal to K, or else V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. Okay. So imagine, consider a hydrogen gas in a vessel at a constant pressure. So it indicating a vessel filled with a hydrogen gas at constant pressure, say 0 degree Celsius. Okay, at 0 degree Celsius is the corresponding volume of a hydrogen gas, okay, which is taken in a vessel. Now if we increase the temperature, so from 0 to what? 0 to 1 degree Celsius. So if we increase the temperature from 0 to 1 degree Celsius, look at the volume of a gas. So earlier volume is less, but when temperature increases, volume also increases. Okay, so when temperature changes from 0 to 1 degree Celsius, there is an increase in the volume of a gas. Well, similarly, if you further increase the temperature, say from 1 degree Celsius to 2 degree Celsius, again what happens? Again volume increases. Okay, earlier is the corresponding volume and is the final volume at a 2 degree Celsius. As like, if you increase the temperature, volume goes on increases. Okay, so volume again increases here when temperature changes from 1 degree Celsius to 2 degree Celsius. So if I consider from 0 to 1 degree Celsius, 0 to 1 degree Celsius change in temperature from 0 to 1 degree Celsius, or I can say increase in temperature in this case. Well, so consider 0 degree Celsius is V0 initial volume and 1 degree Celsius say is a final volume. Now how we get the final volume means, mathematically final volume will be equal to V1 is equal to V0, means initial volume. So V1 is the final volume is equal to V0, that is initial volume, plus 1 by 273 into V0. Okay, bracket of 1 by 273 into V0. So is the formula. Okay, is the formula by which we can get the final volume. So in this case, V1 will be equal to V0 plus 1 by 1, what is indicating? Final temperature. Okay, T degree Celsius. So that 1 indicating the final temperature divided by 273 into V0. Well, so is the final volume, V0 is the initial volume. So again here increase in the volume, that is V0, that is initial volume. It increases by factor what? T degree Celsius by 273. Okay, this quantity indicates the increase in volume, that is 1 by 273 into V0 or V0. Okay, 1 by, that is T degree Celsius into V0 divided by 273. It indicates the increase in volume, this quantity, initial volume plus increase in the volume. Well, so similarly, consider from 1 degree Celsius to 2 degree Celsius. Say again here V2, consider V2 is equal to final volume is equal to V1 plus that is V1 1 degree Celsius, V1 plus 1 by 273. Again here what? Here T degree Celsius. Say 0 to 2 degree Celsius means, say here V2 is equal to V0 plus 1 by 273 into V0. So here that T totally what? Total 2 degree Celsius. Increase in the temperature is 2 degree, therefore 2 T degree Celsius. It is 2 by 273 into V0. Okay. So consider 0 to 5 degree Celsius. So V5 will be equal to V0 plus, is it 1? Not, it is not 1. So 5 by 273 is the final temperature, 5 by 273 into V0. So again consider 0 to T degree Celsius generally. So from 0 degree Celsius to T degree Celsius, that is Vt is equal to V0 plus T degree Celsius by 273 into V0. So is the general formula. Okay. Well, Vt is equal to, on further simplification, okay, there is common, V0 is common in both the terms. So V0 bracket of 1 plus T degree Celsius divided by 273. So here Vt is the final temperature, final volume, V0 is the initial volume, temperature in degree Celsius. Okay. So Vt is equal to V0 bracket of 273 plus T degree Celsius by 273. So here T, capital T is nothing but T degree Celsius plus 273. T naught is nothing but 273 Kelvin. Okay, consider T naught initial 273 Kelvin and T is nothing but T degrees Celsius plus 273 K. So here Vt is equal to V naught. So what I can replace here, 273 plus T naught, 273 plus T naught degree Celsius will be nothing but T divided by 273 is nothing but T naught. So T by T naught. Okay, Vt is equal to V naught into the bracket T by T naught. So T is T degree Celsius plus 273 and T naught is nothing but 273. Okay, well, so just we rearrange it. Vt divided by T is equal to V naught by T naught. Means what I can say, ultimately V is proportional to C. Means according to Charles law, volume of a given mass of a gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Okay, well, so consider from 0 to 273 degrees Celsius, that is V 273 will be equal to V naught plus 273 by 273. So T temperature 273 by 273 into V naught. Now here what is common? 273 get cancels. So what is remaining? V naught plus V naught, means V273 will be equal to how much? 2 V naught. Okay, volume at 273 Kelvin or 273 degrees Celsius will be equal to 2 into V naught, 2 times the initial temperature, sorry, 2 times the initial volume. Okay, then so is the one thing you have to remember, volume at 273 degrees Celsius will be equal to 2 times its initial volume. Then from 0 to minus 1 degree Celsius, if temperature falls from 0 to minus 1 degree Celsius, then the volume, corresponding volume will be, volume is equal to V naught plus minus 1 by 273 into V naught. So here that minus is taken out, so V naught minus 1 by 273 into V naught is the expression. Okay, well, then from 0 degree Celsius to minus 5 degree Celsius, if temperature falls from 0 degree Celsius to minus 5 degree Celsius, so V minus 5 is equal to volume at minus 5 degree Celsius. Okay, it says will be equal to V naught initial volume minus 5 by 273 into V naught, as like this. Okay, 5 by 273 into V naught. Then consider volume changes when temperature changes from 0 degree Celsius to minus 273 degree Celsius. So here when temperature falls from 0 to minus 273 degree Celsius, so V minus 273, see volume of a gas at a minus 273 degree Celsius will be equal to initial volume V naught minus, okay, 273 by 273 into V naught. So these things cancels each other, so will be V naught minus V naught. So answer is 0. Means when temperature falls from 0 to minus 273 degrees Celsius, what is the volume of a gas? Volume of a gas is 0, right? At a, say we considered V273, means volume when temperature changes from 0 to 273 degrees Celsius, what it is? It is 2 times the initial volume we got, is the one expression. And when temperature changes from 0 to minus 273 degrees Celsius, then volume of a gas will be 0. Practically is nothing but there is no gas present. Okay, say how can the volume of a gas can become 0? Means actually what happens there, when temperature changes from 0 to minus 273, okay, 0 Kelvin, or I can say minus 273 degrees Celsius, entire molecular motion ceases. There is no movement of the particles itself. Further, at 0 Kelvin or minus 273 Kelvin, okay, minus 273 degrees Celsius, the gaseous state does not exist at all. So when temperature falls to minus 273 degrees Celsius, there is no gaseous state itself. Means entire gaseous molecules are get converted into either liquid or a solid state. Therefore we say volume of a gas becomes 0. Okay, practically there is no gaseous molecules, therefore its volume will be 0. What happened at this temperature? all the gaseous molecules are changes to either liquid or a solid state. Okay, so remember these two. V 273 degrees Celsius will be 2 times the initial volume, and V minus 273 will be equal to 0. Okay. Now, if I consider graphical representation of a Charles law, well, just consider the coordinates volume and temperature. So we know that when temperature is high, the corresponding volume is also high, right? Therefore, we get a point here, corresponding point. Okay, so is the corresponding point in a graph. So when at high temperature, volume of a given gas will be high. Now when temperature decreases, when temperature falls down, what happens? Volume of a given mass also get decreases. So as like, so when temperature decreases, corresponding volume of a gas also goes on decreases. So that what we get a straight line. What is the nature of graph means? We get a straight line, and if you extrapolate the straight line, it cuts the origin, it passes through the origin. Therefore, if I consider nature of a graph, when we plot a graph of volume versus temperature, we get a straight line passing to origin. Okay, well, further, and whatever the straight lines we get here, they are referred as a isobars. Okay, isobars, the graphs drawn between volume and temperature at constant pressures, they are referred as a isobars. Further, consider when pressure is low. Okay, when pressure is low, what about volume? Volume will be high, right? When pressure is low, volume of a gas will be high. Therefore, we get a straight lines in the upper part of the graph. And when when pressure is high, the corresponding volume will be less. Therefore, we get a straight lines below the average line or downside in a graph, right? So overall, what is the nature of a graph means? When you plot a graph of volume versus temperature, we get a straight line passing through origin, right? Now consider one more analogy here. Say when you plot a graph of volume versus temperature, say we consider 0 degree is the initial means origin. Now when you plot a graph temperature versus volume, say when temperature at high temperature, corresponding volume indicating a point, and when temperature falls down, okay, volume goes on decreases. Now it is not necessary that 0 degree Celsius is the origin. So whatever may be the origin point, means temperature falls down up to what? Up to minus 273 degrees Celsius. And up to what? There is a range from minus 273 to plus 273 degrees Celsius. The temperature variation can be done between these 2 points, right? So temperature falls up to minus 273 degrees Celsius. Therefore, when temperature decreases, corresponding volume also goes on decreases. So at low pressure, we get a different curves above the line, above the average line. At high pressure means below the average line, because corresponding volume will be less. Now if you start finding the origin, okay, they may point at some point itself is the origin, means ultimately what is the origin for all the gases? It will be minus 273 degrees Celsius. To what extent we can decrease the temperature means up to minus 273 degrees Celsius we can decrease the temperature, and volume correspondingly volume goes on decreases. MCQs. According to Charles law, at constant pressure, V is proportional to T, V is proportional to 1 by T, V is proportional to square root of T, and V is proportional to square root of 1 by T. Yes, according to Charles law, what we said, volume of a given mass of a gas is directly proportional to temperature. So option A is correct. Okay. Well, one more, in an isobaric process, okay, temperature remains constant, pressure remains constant, volume remains constant, P, T and V remains constant. Yes, what is the answer? Here pressure remains constant. Okay. Well, I hope you understood this. With this, I am going to conclude about this session. Again, in the next session, we go for other concept. Thank you. Be safe. Okay.